joins us now. Congresswoman, good to see you. I mean, do you think anything's going to get done on Capitol Hill?
You know, the problem falls squarely on the shoulders of President Biden, and it is a true problem. I've been to Eagle Pass myself. I've seen it firsthand. You know, the House Republicans, we did our job. We passed H.R. 2 7 months ago. What has the Senate been doing all of this time? An overwhelming majority of Americans want the border controlled, and we need that control to happen ASAP.
What type of requirements are there in H.R. 2? The Republicans have put that up, but the Democrats haven't accepted it.
Right. It's just common sense. It's about amnesty and control and sending people back if they cross our border illegally. You know, under Trump's administration, we had a legal way for people to come to this country. You know, I look at it from a different perspective. I'm a former educator before I came to Congress. I've been talking to my colleagues in those border states and even in New York. Our school systems are overrun. Our teachers are quitting. It is not sustainable. We have to do something now.
The Republicans do have that bill. Democrats have, pushed back against some of that. But they do say they are now considering the Remain in Mexico policy, as well as reimposing some of Title 42, the Trump era policy, of course. Do you think that will help? And do you think any changes in the asylum laws that's being talked about could be a third rail, but still somehow changing the asylum procedures could be a way to try and stop this flow?
That's just it. The Senate Democrats need to understand that we have to change the policy at the border. You can't just throw money at a problem. You know, I went down, I spoke to a Border Patrol agent. She was a single mom just like myself. She is burned out. She is tired. She told me if she has to drag one more lifeless body, one more child out of that river, she's not sure that she can continue on. So again, we have to do something. We have to change the policy. So I'm hopeful that the Senate Democrats will start to work with us to find a solution so that we can deliver for the American people. They're demanding it.
The White House points out, look, they've proposed $14 billion, that they have a proposal on the table. But the Republicans haven't approved that because the Republicans want changes in asylum, for example, and other methods. I mean, can both sides, do you think there can be a common ground achieved?
I'll always be an optimist at heart, and I hope that we can come to the table and find something that will work because, again, I go back to this is not sustainable. Just last Tuesday, 12,000 people came across our border in one day. The American people have had enough. We have to come to the table and deliver for them.
You mentioned you're a former educator. We see what's happening in New York City, and your heart goes out to the kids. And the parents in some schools, they are concerned about some of the migrant children coming into their classrooms, being vaccinated, not being vaccinated, this sort of thing. It overwhelms the system. You have Mayor of New York City and other big cities saying the same thing. When do you think this will get a handle on it? Do you think we ever will be able to get a handle on this? And we haven't seen anything like this in quite a long time, if ever.
Sure. I think we're going to feel the repercussions of the last 3 years for some time to come. But that's why we absolutely need to act now. Again, I'm a mom. I know that there are millions of parents across the country who are worried about their children in schools. So the time to act is now. We have to get on this so that we can deliver.
Well, they're on Capitol Hill in the Senate right now trying to discuss this. Hopefully, they certainly hope they can get something done finally, because it's up to Washington. Katie Hobbs blaming you guys in D.C. We'll see what happens. Congresswoman Julie Letlow of Louisiana, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.